I tried my salesmanship with the panel in order to let them reduce their 15 minutes to 10 minutes, so all of you will go in time. All of you have the booklet, and each one of the speakers have a page, talks about him, so I will not introduce except with the names, and I will let them speak of themselves. I will ask Dr. Abbas, Panakkal, to come to the podium and give us some of his thoughts. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. I like to present here some connections, the harmonious connections left behind in between India and United Arab Emirates. Here we are discussing peace in the home and peace in the world. Moreover, it's a youth session, so it's much connected with the youth. Connecting peace from United Arab Emirates and experience. Actually, everybody knows in the earlier time, the people from our place, the expatriate Indians who brought harmony and peace to the society, inspired from their life in Persian Gulf. I believe so. We found from our research, earlier research, how the peace came to India back to Kerala from United Arab Emirates. Everybody know the history. I'm not going long back to the history. In 1930s, a discovery of the oil here and the commercial extraction in the early 50s. Those known to all of us, but we will come to in our place in 60s, we were really economically background communities. They were underdeveloped communities, were main force behind traveling to here. The youth from India, especially from Kerala, they were taking mass migration after 1972. This united people in home, and because of these people were ready to extend the benefits and rewards the family and friends after coming here, they were ready to extend all these to the families. Everybody knows that in earlier time, sometimes the Mohan, Janshamal and other people, they may be knowing the history, they might have witnessed these realities. At that time, they took the doors, actually the wooden boats, to come over here. The racial discriminations, it was washed away from that, the ship, the old ship they traveled to here. Everybody knows, It happened when the Indians, they traveled to the other place also, because in 1867 and 1880s, we had good migrations to Fiji and South Pacific from our place. And when they all together put into the same boat, and in that boat, the discrimination of the race, discrimination of religion and other castes is washed away. The same thing happened, when they all came in the same boat to this shore. Just I show the boat, they travel in this area. Then they realized that this area was the reservoir of the peace. It was the refinery of harmony. Actually, they found here the oil. Then they realized that it was the reservoir of the peace and refiner of harmony. Here, the lives refined better than oil. That we believe. Just I am taking your attention to those realities, how it happened back to our home. Because when our earlier generation, when they came back to home, they had a big burden of goods they brought back to home. The dresses, new dresses. Actually, we Indians, we were not wearing the suits or even the good shirts. Actually, we had two mundus. We call that, the linen, two linens. One we will wear, the one we will put over our shoulder. That was the tradition we had kept over there. But when our early generation, they came from the Gulf countries, they had brought a lot of dress for us, and they distributed among each and every persons in our locality. It was not for their families, not for the wives or kids. It was for their neighbors. They never look into the caste or creed, the religion of the neighbor when they distributed these things to their neighborhood. That was happening in the earlier, in 70s. Then the fund they donated over there, because in 60s we had a drastic diseases over in our places. That time we got some funds from Gujarat, some people from Punjab. They came and they established orphanages over in Malabar, in Calicut. But after that, in 70s, we got funded or we got assistance from our people who migrated here, who hard worked here, they hard earned here. They were really backing the community back in Kerala. Just I like take your memories back, the first fragrance, that the memory of first foreign fragrance shared with the neighbors and school friends, I had made a documentary on these, the relations. That at that time I met a lot of people who were here in 70s. They told us their families were really telling us the first fragrance they got from the Gulf countries, but it was not for them, In the whole village will be getting the fragrance of the Gulf, and they will be knowing that somebody has come from the Gulf countries or from UAE or from Dubai has come nearby us, and they all will be getting this back there in India. Then this is another one. We may not be knowing that the value of the smooth soap shared in our public pools, In India, we had public pool systems over there back in 70s, The tap was not there. This type of, the motor things were not there, At that time, we used the public pools. But if we smell a new soap in the public pool, we will understand that somebody has come from Gulf countries, and they will be sharing each other the very smell soap brought from this place. What I like to tell you, the harmony and tolerance we shared that brought from this land in the early 70s and 80s. Then another one, we had, the Indian football systems, we were using the rotten cloths to make the footballs in earlier time. The smell, the good footballs we got from here because some of our friends who were working here in the clubs, here in Al-Wasal clubs and other clubs, and they will be bringing the used football to our place, and our youth, they may be enjoying playing with those balls in the early days. So sometimes you may be thinking that I have exaggerated all these things. It's not. This is the reality. You see how many of Indians are here. The 30% of the country's population, of this country's population from India. You see that Indian expatriate community is reportedly the largest ethnic community in UAE, constituting roughly 30% of the country's population. That's from India. Moreover, 2.6 million Indians in UAE, the 40% of them from Kerala, the place I am from belong to, 40% of the people here, they are from my locality. So we have a lot of these kind of stories to tell about this. This is the Indian Embassy. I have taken the sources and Emirates. This is the hike, the recent time, that just some figure. There are a lot of expatriate communities. We can see the harmony in the people who came over here and they lived more long time here. We can see harmony and tolerance in their life more than the other people. That I believe that they live under the roof, under one roof, speaking the language of harmony, eating from single cuisine. The special cultural background strengthened the harmony and tolerance. So I became more important of this. My father in early 70s, he had taken a boat, the same wooden boat that carried goods to Dubai, and he came in the same boat and he lived here 20 years, and he was the first person to be the worker in the Al-Wasal club. He told me the stories, and that time there was only one fan in the club. He told me there was no air conditioner over in this area, only one fan they got. The manager, all the workers, they were using the same one fan over there. He brought memories back to me, and he tried to spread, like many other immigrants, the better message of tolerance and coexistence. And so this is the moment I like to share with you, because he's passed me all this. Then what happened? The Gulf money and the unique experience urged acquire knowledge and attain utmost wisdom, and help religious leaders to establish schools and madrasas, annihilate the darkness of ignorance. Because in Kerala, we have 100% literacy. In India, this is the only state we have 100% literacy. Now, in India, this state has got the 10 standard the 4th standard to all 100%. That's only state from India. Because of this awareness they got from these expatriates who were living here. So I'll be rushing over this. We don't have much time. So just I'm showing some old reflections and what we got back in India. These were there, the culture. We know that Indian culture, we were much born to these kind of interreligious and cultural harmonies and tradition. Because how this developed earlier, we had the cultural relations and we have intercultural relations, good traditional festivals that added color to the diversity of India. That festivals and rituals brought peace to the society. I'm rushing because we don't have much time over here. So I like to tell that we have a festival, Kerala festival, that Onam. But we celebrate that in India only one day. We have 10 days holiday for Onam. That I enjoyed the 10 days in my past days when I was in the schools. But here, when I came here, I found that here the Onam was celebrated for 6 months. I asked them, do you have a holiday here? No, they don't have a holiday, but they celebrate it for all 6 months. We will see different kind of organizations, they celebrate the Onam because... I'm rushing. This is another thing, this is the earlier time we had a Theyyam festival. Theyyam, this was a Hindu ritual dance, but it's assimilated with the Muslims and the Muslim character incorporated to it. And this was just, I found that this was there from earlier time immemorial. But after the Gulf migrants, the cultural assimilation got much importance. I'll show you this. This is the Theyyam performance by Hindus, the other one by the Muslims. Then the same thing we had, these kind of cultural assimilations are there in Kerala. Even the religious rituals of Hindus, when we see the Sabarimala, all the Hindus are coming there, but they will be first coming to the Wawa place. There's the Muslim pilgrimage places over there. The same things were there, the harmonious things. Then I am talking about the other part of India. We had Raipur for festivals that helped peace and actions, and then the Purams of Thrissur and all these things were the tiger things and picture from Kila Raipur Sports Festival. Some Indians from other parts of India, they can understand that how it's helped the coexistence in our places earlier. Camel festivals, all these helped. But I believe that the Gulf migration was a new form of festival that brought peace back at home, because we had these kind of festivals from earlier time. But in 60s and 70s till 90s, we had taken the Gulf migration as a festival, When somebody goes to the Gulf, we will make it as a celebration. When they come back, we also celebrate it well. My time is over. So, I am rushing back. Just I want to conclude with this is some of the features we have enjoyed, and I like to I like to tell about these. The Aqua youth that they will be presenting over here. So I am rushing, and I believe that all traditional models have to bridge gaps between communities. One more thing. What happened in United Arab Emirates, I like to, after all, I like to congratulate this country for that. I witnessed the group, they came over the Australia when they backed the G20 Interfaith Summit, and the award in there, and His Highness Sheikh Nahyan, Mubarak Nahyan, he was he who backed the first G20 Interfaith Award last year and International Interfaith Award in Malaysia 2015. This is the conclusion, UAE experience has contributed much to peace and coexistence in Indian culture, and these kind of conferences will strengthen better future, I believe. And I thank Dr. Nasser Arif and Brian Adams and Suran Singh Kandari for making this event happen. And I still believe that there is a cultural coexistence and shared heritages in between these two countries, and when we get another opportunity and more time, I think this should be presented as a research project and proposal here. Thank you all.